Does it make a difference if you're female or male and you're trading Forex? Does it make a difference in how much money you make? The answer is horrible. Yes, it does. And I want to tell you why, because I've been trading since 2008. I've been teaching it to both male and females since 2014, and I've seen some huge differences. So stay tuned to find out what it is and why. In financial trading, Forex, stocks, anything, you make more money if you've got bigger funds in your pot, i.e. if you've got a trading account of £2 million, you're going to make more profits. With the same performance, you're going to make more money if you trade a bigger account than a smaller account. Simple. Everyone needs no explanation for this. Anyhow, women have the same option as men when it comes to the choice of, do you want the big account or do you want the small account? 10% of women go for the big account, and it's nothing to do with the investment for it, because I have checked. So what are we dealing with here? This is the problem we're dealing with. Why are men more inclined to take the big money and therefore be more successful with Forex and be more profitable, etc.? Well, this is what I've actually put it down to. I've looked at how do we actually make choices in our career paths or in our decisions? Well, it's very often a subconscious process. Don't forget that when you are given options, you don't make your decisions based on your conscious mind as much as you think so. It's all based on your subconscious mind. So your subconscious, or a lot of it, is based on your subconscious programming. Women and men have a very different programming when it comes to financial trading. Financial trading for men, well, you've got role models, you've got history worth of role models. There are names like Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, big names that you will have heard of, and they're all men and they're associated with trading, and you feel like, oh yeah, great. You've even got Hollywood celebrating men in financial trading, something like Wall Street, and movies like Wolf of Wall Street, which are, even though they're very unethical and just crazy, but they still are men in financial trading, such as Boiler Room, etc. So it very often paints a picture of men doing this job and men playing this role comfortably. You never see women trading in a Hollywood movie, okay? So the closest we've got to women doing anything financial in a movie is, or even in like a Netflix series, is someone like, well, you don't get them. You get lots of lawyers like Jessica Pearson, who's my favorite character out of Suits. She is incredible, that character. Now, you get amazing women in very strong leadership roles, but none of them are actually doing financial trading. So that's my point made. Do you see there are no role models anywhere for the financial market for women? So that's why I believe women are taking the smaller option. Now, if we look at it as a historical point of view, so why does history cause problems for us? Well, historically, men are the breadwinners. Men are, we're talking about hundreds of years ago now. This is getting really old-fashioned, but women sometimes are stuck in that kind of thinking, depending on what your parents have been like. If your dad was the main breadwinner, then women will also take smaller chances and not be the main breadwinner in the house, or not feel like it's their job to be the main breadwinner. So whereas in my family, it was a bit of both. I had a very ambitious mom and also had a role change. My dad was a breadwinner at one point, then he let my mom become the breadwinner later. And so as a female, I had a role model there. I saw that my mom was very entrepreneurial, making a lot of money for the household. That helped me. Now, ask yourself as a female, who are your female role models? Who were your parents? What were they doing in terms of who was a breadwinner? Was it your dad? Was it your mom? Or, so that will make a big decision in your subconscious mind, and it will help you take that decision whether you're going to make the money or not. The other thing about women, now women in financial roles, historically speaking, we have got incredible women in financial roles, but I will guarantee you will never have heard of the names. I will even pull out some of the names for you. The names I've come up with are, and there's 25 names, but I'm not going to go through everyone, but let's see if you know any of these. Kathy Besant, Bank of America, Chief Operations and Technology Officer. Never heard of her, in my opinion. I've never heard of her. Marianne Lake, JP Morgan Chase, Chief Financial Officer. They're big, but they're not like the biggest. Then you've got Ellen Almany, who is CIT Group Chairman and CEO. So big position. Great. Nandita Bakshi, Bank of the West, President and CEO. Great. Diane Reyes, HSBC, Group General Manager, Global Head of Liquidity and Cash Management. There you go. I mean, I can keep going on and on and on. Look, that's the list of women who are powerful in banking. But the problem is that none of us have heard of them. None of them are actually out there in the limelight pushing themselves like a Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio. These people have got books, they're normal business people that have gone and become super leadership in their or they've become leaders in their role. They've written books, they've become like the spokesperson for that industry. So this is where I feel women are falling behind. Do you see what I mean? So it's not always the women that I see in my student database or like in my student audience that are at fault, because it's a subconscious problem for the whole female population. Now, last point, is our neuroscience affecting our decision making, whether you're male or female? And the answer is yes, it does affect your decision making. Men are wired differently to taking risk, to taking, taking risk would be the biggest and easiest way to explain it, because men have a different neuroscience. They take shortcuts quicker, they're not as analytical, they're not as, looking at all the angles first before making a decision. They are the quicker decision makers in some cases, but the neuroscience is wired that way. Also, you've got the added bonus of extra testosterone. Men have testosterone, women also have testosterone, but usually lower amounts, and it's that testosterone that causes you to take more aggressive risk, more aggressive decisions, etc. That's the other thing, So women, you've got a slight disadvantage when it comes to the neuroscience, but does it mean that you are doomed for life? The answer is no. So what is the solution? If you're a female looking to be a big earner, or this doesn't even have to be financial trading. So if you're even if you don't want to ever be part of financial trading, well, that's fine. The point is you will stick to taking smaller decisions, I guarantee, if you don't make it a conscious decision to change. How do you change that? One more example of how women and men are different. Well, I employ women and men in different businesses I have, and women always take less money for the same position, and in fact I think they do a better job. I prefer employing females rather than men because of the job quality, the absolute meticulous articulation behind it compared to the men. And men always ask for more money, always, because they justify it with it's always like a guarantee that if I'm working with a male, that they will try and justify a higher contractual pay or whatever service pay, whereas a female won't do that. She never does. It's really, really interesting to watch. A female tends to take whatever money she's given and does a better job than the men. So that's just an explanation I have for me as a direct employer of men and women. And I see it again, a problem. So what is the answer to this? Women, if you want to play the big game, if you want to make big money and you're thinking, how do I become equal or better than a man in terms of financial reach? Well, the answer is, number one, get yourself into a male-dominated environment. The reason that I am where I am today, I have to be very honest, is because I've only done business with men, and I've only ever been in a male-dominated environment, whether it was from, even when growing up, I was a bit of a tomboy, so I grew up with the boys. I used to enjoy racing cars or playing with cars when I was a kid, rather than the Barbie doll thing. I wasn't into that. And then when I grew up, I went into the property industry, which is getting more female now, but at the time was very male dominated. I was the only female at my age doing it, and the only female that wasn't married to a rich man doing it. I was single. The second thing I went into was the financial industry, and now I'm doing company IPOs. I'm seeing more women now at my age, at 37 onwards. I'm seeing more financial savvy women now, but as I was growing up, I didn't see them. So how you can fix this is, number one, get yourself into a male dominated environment, whether that means going to networking groups where there's just a male dominance there, because I want you to get comfortable as a female working with men, being around men, and actually that testosterone will rub off on you, because that's what happens just in being around men. You become more alpha or more testosterone based. Secondly, if you still can't do that, go to a boxing class, go to a martial art lesson, and get into a boxing. I think boxing is the best solution for you, because you'll get aggressive, you'll get physical, and and you will become very strong-minded, which is exactly the quality you need to take on a male-dominated environment or to take on the big money. So those two are my solutions. And number three would, if I had to add a third one, would be just always ask for more. Make it like a default. Ask for more, and you'll be surprised how much you do get. So I hope that helped you guys. Fortune Academy is here to celebrate women playing with big money. We are all about trading for life and with the big money, because that way you make big profits. This is what we do. This is what we're best at, and this is what we're known for. So if you want the best education in financial trading, second to none, then make sure you're part of Fortune Academy's trading workshops. Links are below. Join me on a webinar, join me on a workshop, join me somewhere, because it's going to be life-changing for you. I know that. Make sure you subscribe to my videos, ring the bell, get your notifications every time I put a video up. If you like these kind of videos, I will be posting more and more now that I'm making a bit more free time for this. I really want to hear from you, so if you've got any comments, any questions, get them below and I will answer them as best as I can. Until then, see you at a trading workshop, see you at a Fortune Academy event, and always ask for more. Bye.